This podcast is brought to you by Most Valuable Podcasts, leading the league in podcasting entertainment.
Hello, college football fans, and welcome to the Primetime Podcast. My name is Ricky Widmer, and as always, I'm joined by the one, the only, Brandon Swanson.
Hey.
And we are coming at you this week.
Live from New York City!
I
wish.
almost said I wish, but no, I love Chicago too much. We're coming live at you from Chicago. How about that, Brandon?
We're coming at you live from New York City. This is Saturday Night Live!
Except it's a Monday night, Brandon.
I know,
It's
but
a
it'd be so
Monday
much
night.
fun to be on Saturday Night Live and just make fun of anyone we wanted to. Well, we do that here.
Don't we do that anyway?
We do that here, just no one sees us do it.
But we've got a jam-packed show. Notice I said hello, college football fans, as we're talking about everything football in this podcast. We're kind of now transitioning into our off-season kind of time where we look forward to a football season that hopefully brings us joys and not many tears as our favorite teams try to make the climb to the national championship game. But we're going to be talking some NFL draft early, Carson Wentz versus Jared Goff. Then we're going to turn our attention to USC, and then finally some way too early college football playoff predictions. But Brandon, we're going to look in the NFL draft, and I know before I get started, the disclaimer has to be said. This draft stuff doesn't appeal to you like it appeals to everybody else, especially me.
Yeah, no, doesn't appeal to me. Do not care. I usually just look at the draft as I really hope the Bears just get one person that's good and about done with it. Don't really care. Don't really want to care. And there you have it.
Brandon's like, there you have it. I don't care. See, I'm on the other side. I love just analyzing the who's going to go here, who's going to go where. Wait a second. Could this team go BPA or could they go need? And just really like micro-analyzing everything.
And I guess another reason why I hate it so much because everyone does it. Everybody does it.
Well, everyone has a mock draft.
But that's the stupid thing.
Everyone's got a mock draft.
But they only put that out because they think people care about what they think.
I think people care. I think
people should care about Todd McShay and Mel Kiper.
So the big boys.
They're the only ones that matter because they're the closest ones to the situation.
Here's the thing I think about mock drafts.
And I love us. And I love us, but
and then we'll get into the Wentz Goff discussion. But the thing I love about mock drafts, and I love that there are so many different opinions on mock drafts, it's because all we care about deep inside is exactly what you mentioned at the beginning, where you said, oh, well, I kind of just want to see who the Bears get, and then I don't care. That's all people care about. Who does this person have my team drafting? And that's all anyone really cares about is what their team is doing.
No, I didn't even say I care about who the Bears get. I said I just hope that they get someone good. I don't care who it is, whatever. It doesn't really matter to me. I'm not going to watch it anyways. Here's the NFL draft. All right, the Los Angeles Rams took, Jared Goff, and that's it. That's all I really want to watch because the rest of it is boring.
See, I love the stuff, and we're going to look at one of the guys that you just mentioned, Jared Goff and Carson Wentz. And a little mini disclaimer, I said it twice, and first disclaimer now, second disclaimer, we're looking at the college side. We're looking how these guys played in college. We're not looking at the Rams. We're not looking at their team. We're not looking at any of the NFL teams. We're looking at, based on what these two did in college, who should be or who is worthy enough to be the number one pick in this draft. And Brandon, the first thing that I think of when I look at these two is, yes, Carson Wentz was a senior, but he didn't start all 4 years. Yeah, his team won 4 straight national titles, but for two of those, he was on the bench. The second 2, he helped win for the North Dakota State Bison. However, for Jared Goff, he's not, to me, a legit number 1 pick because A, came out of the spread in college, which we've seen some guys can come into the NFL, boom, switch to the pro style. Some guys can't. They can't wrap their head around this pro style after being in the spread for so long. And I kind of think, you know what? Go with Wentz. He's more NFL ready. He came from a system more established to the pro style. He can run with the ball. He can throw the ball. He's a guy that he reminds me a lot of Big Ben in a way, because he'll either run to extend the play, he'll run just to run and gain yards, or he can throw it. Jared Goff, to me, is a guy who's going to need a few years to sit and learn the pro style. Yeah, he's accurate, but he needs to learn the pro style coming from the spread at Cal.
I got to completely disagree with you. I think that you're wrong. I think that Jared Goff is actually the guy who I think I look at and I see this guy's going to be a franchise quarterback. This guy's got the tools. I think this guy has better tools. Jared Goff has better tools than Carson Wentz. And Jared Goff knows how to play on a shitty team. And that's really good because he's going to go and play on a shitty team. And, that's why when you go number one, you know what you're getting yourself into. You know you're going to a bad team. Just thank God you don't have to go to the Cleveland Browns. Hopefully you don't have to go to the Cleveland Browns because that is a shit storm. So if you take a look at it, the reason I say that he knows how to play on a bad team, when he came in to Cal, their first season with him, 1-11. Team had no talent. They sucked. They were terrible. The guy suffers an injury. Both quarterbacks suffer an injury in their time. That's one thing that is easily relatable to them. They both had to overcome that adversity of an injury and overcame it, and both look good. But Goff is a guy who literally started from the bottom. Now he's here. And I really think that he has more of the tools to succeed. I think that, yes, you talk about, you're worried about him going from this spread to the pro style. I just don't think he's going to have a problem. If he wants to play out of the shotgun, he plays out of the shotgun. I mean, my gosh, there's so many teams who play out of the shotgun primarily. The New England Patriots, not too bad of a team. I think that you go with Jared Goff, you know what you're getting for the most part. I mean, he can struggle with his accuracy at times early on in the ball games, but so can many quarterbacks. Jay Cutler struggles with his accuracy early on in games. But I think that when it comes down to it, you put these quarterbacks side by side, you're getting two pretty good quarterbacks. They say that Jared Goff, you can compare him to a Matt Ryan, and Carson Wentz, you can compare him to a Blakey Bortles. Both Matt Ryan and Blake Bortles have had success in the NFL.
One of them is way too young. Like Matt Ryan, you can kind of come in and say, okay, well, we have an idea of what his career has been, whereas the comparison to Blake Bortles, it's like, okay, he's been in the league 2 years. He's still a baby in the NFL.
But doing well. I mean, doing well, but you also
on a team that has promise now.
But I was just going to say, he's doing well on a team that you look at. I mean, Allen Hurns and Allen Robinson, they could be the next wide receiver duo in the NFL. One of the top wide receiver duos in the NFL. They really could. Blake Bortles has a lot of talent around him, but he's a talented quarterback himself. Matt Ryan, we know what Matt Ryan can do. Good things. Struggled at times, but he's a good quarterback. I really think that it comes down to it. Jared Goff is the pick because I think long term, Jared Goff he's going to be a really fast learner, and I think that he is a guy that you build around for your team. Now, I also said coming into this last draft, drafts, I love talking about them, but I said how I believed that it was going to be, what's his name on the, Marcus Mariota. Oh, he's going to be the one. He is going to be better. Well, didn't necessarily show it this year, struggled with some injuries, and Jameis Winston actually played well.
It's only one season, though.
Exactly. But I think long-term, Mariota is still going to be the guy. I like to think that I'm going to be right with this one. that it's going to be Jared Goff. I watched him his quarterback camp, whatever it was, with John Gruden. Really liked him. Seemed like a really stand-up guy. He's a Cali guy. Like, he's gonna go surfing. That's his thing. But I think that this kid is good. I think he's got a good head on his shoulders. He knows adversity. He knows how to handle that. Mm-hmm. You come into the NFL, most likely you're not going to deal with success right away. Knowing that is good. I think Jared Goff is the pick for the Los Angeles Rams.
Yeah, it's still weird to say that, right? The Los Angeles Rams instead of the St. Louis Rams. But no, I mean, the thing that between these two quarterbacks, the biggest thing that I hate hearing, because to me it doesn't really matter, is, oh, well, Carson Wentz played at an FCS school and Jared Goff played at a Power 5 school. He played it against tougher competition. And the way I see it is, yeah, these guys have played against tougher competition, meaning Goff, but there have been guys that have played against weaker foes, some of which who have won Super Bowls. One of them being Joe Flacco, who came from Delaware. And I look at, to me, I know some of these schools that I'm referencing are D1, but it's like the MAC Conference. Is the MAC Conference really the same as Goff coming from Cal? No, but like Big Ben came from Miami of Ohio. You've got Russell Wilson. Yeah, he came from Power 5, but he went away for a little bit and then came back. You've got Colin Kaepernick, who played really well, brought his team to a couple NFC championships and a Super Bowl to lose to that Joe Flacco from Delaware. Kaepernick came from Nevada. So I really, between these guys from the college side, I throw that discussion of FCS versus Power 5 out the window. It's cute to talk about at first, but these two guys are both, no matter which one you take, you're getting a guy who is going to be ready to play for your team day one. And really, that's what the Rams need. And it's funny, I'm looking at an article on NFL.com where they're asking all these writers and scouts for the website, who would you take? They're doing the same thing we have done. And I'm looking through, and it's basically 50-50. Half of them are taking Wentz, half of them are taking Goff. And it's really about who you like better. For me, I like the guy who has a little bit of a bigger frame, has about, I want to say, a 237 to 215. So Wentz has about 20 more pounds on Goff. He's got bigger hands. He's got longer arms. He's about an inch taller. He's the bigger guy, and that's the guy I'm going to take. He's tall, athletic, can run with the ball. I like the Blake Bortles comparison, but I even like to compare him, especially when he runs with the ball. He reminds me of a Big Ben. And then when you go on top of it, I did a little research on Wentz early on in the process, and I pulled up Carson Wentz's draft profile from ESPN, and then I found Andy Dalton's from ESPN, where they give like the grades, so like 1 being the best, 4 being the worst in each of the different categories, and each category was eerily the same. It was nearly the same in every single category to Andy Dalton. So the way I see it from Carson Wentz is he's a guy that can run with the ball. He's tall, athletic. He's a proven winner. I will give you what you said about Goff with the overcoming adversity and being on a shitty team. It helps when you're on a shitty team and you know how to act. You're not a little baby about it. But you're coming in, you're getting Wentz, to me, you are getting the total package. However, Goff is not, it's not like these guys are light years apart. They are like microscope, like that small of a difference between the two. And for me, it's Wentz, a centimeter, maybe even smaller, maybe even like an atom size away from Jared Goff.
Yeah, I think that I definitely think that both of them, though, like I said it before, they both had to overcome adversity with injuries, and that's huge. I mean, because you have to not only continue to be physically, rigorous and stay on a rigorous schedule to get back quick, you also have to be mentally tough about it. That is huge. Overcoming an injury within sports is humongous, and I absolutely give it to both of them for being able to do that. And then Wentz coming back the next year and playing well. He's a smart guy. He's got a great work ethic. Like I said, I think Goff, I would put him above Wentz, not far, but I would put him up there. I like him because I like that he likes to play in an up-tempo offense. Like, let's go. Let's give me the ball. Let's go. Not necessarily Chip Kelly. Okay, we need to run a play within 2 seconds. Get to the fucking line. Come on. You know what I mean? But I like to keep the up-tempo offense, keep the defense having to switch back and forth, not knowing what to do, stuff like that. But then he also has to watch out for the zone defense and the defenders coming up underneath and undercutting the route. So that's one thing that maybe another knock against him. But I think they're both going to be quality, but I like Goff as number one.
Well, it's interesting because the last thing I'm going to say before we move on is 2 snippets from this article I will leave in the description for you guys so you guys can see it, is Daniel Jeremiah from NFL.com. When he made the pick for him, it's Wentz, he said, and I quote, "Wentz is the superior prospect. In fact, he's better than Blake Bortles, was coming out of Central Florida." And the last thing from this article that you guys will see, a lot of the consensus from each writer that they asked is a lot of them are saying Goff may be the fit right now for the Rams, but Wentz has the upside and can be the better prospect in the long term.
And let's say this. No one has a frickin' clue.
No, nobody. Remember everybody that like...
I think that Jamarcus Russell
was going to be great,
very good, and he'll be good long term.
How about when he's 300 pounds?
How about when he can't throw the damn ball? I mean, he didn't even have to be 300 pounds to not throw it.
Remember Ryan Leaf?
He never was good.
Remember Ryan Leaf?
Everyone remembers Ryan Leaf. He will never leave people's minds. That was horrible. No one knows because people thought, man, this Johnny Manziel guy's going to be okay. Little did they know he was an alcoholic and addicted to drugs. Things like that.
Remember how good Robert Griffin was supposed to be? Second overall pick in the draft.
God bless him. I mean, he may not be that good of a teammate, but, God bless him. He tried.
But this is where you guys go down below.
That's not why the Browns got him.
No.
He'll be okay. We'll just give him another chance.
You guys go down below in the comment section. Let us know who you would take, Wentz or Goff.
And let us know why. We told you why we would take Goff over Wentz. Let us know why you would take one or the other. Right down below, folks.